Morning, everyone. Leslie Briggs with the Robinson & Briggs Real Estate Team and Keller Williams Realty. Today I'm sitting down. I get the pleasure of getting out from behind the camera, and I'm sitting down with our next entrepreneur and business owner, Dr. Michael Fanous. Michael is the owner and operator of MedsExpert Clinic and Pharmacy here on Church Street, 461 Church.
That's right.
And you're doing some great work here. And in fact, I actually need to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Because I understand that you won the LGBTQ Positive Business of the Year award.
That's correct. In our first year,
yeah. In your first year. That is fantastic. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Yeah, we were surprised, but we're happy to be recognized for what we do, and which is being the first LGBTQ health-focused pharmacy, as well as queer-owned, queer-staffed, and everything that we do from HIV prevention, PEP and PrEP, treatment, trans hormones, everything is geared to our own community. So we say it's Canada's first or the premier queer pharmacy by and for the queer community.
That's fantastic. So overdue.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Right? Well, good on you. Good on you. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about the clinic and the pharmacy?
Absolutely. So the pharmacy MedsExpert opened in April 2018, and it combined, it's all about partnerships, right? So totally. Being queer, it's about who we partner with. And so obviously this clinic and pharmacy is about who we partner with. We partner with the largest anonymous testing sexual health clinic in Canada. That's Hassle-Free Clinic. And they come and do anonymous rapid testing. We do rapid testing for HIV as well as hepatitis C. We've also partnered with the #1 HIV primary care clinic in all of Canada, Maple Leaf Medical Clinic. And their physicians are our physicians, and so they're able to see clients here for HIV prevention, PrEP prescribing, that's pre-exposure prophylaxis, as well as post-exposure prophylaxis, because it's really needed in our community, and we're able to finally bring those numbers down of new infections. And the way we do that is by making a stigma-free center where we're sex positive, we're stigma-free, we're queer, and so this makes this a safer space for our queer community.
Yeah. It's super comfortable here. I can see how you've been so successful.
Thank you.
Awesome. So tell us, why did you decide to open this business?
So I decided to branch out on my own after doing this for over a decade for straight-owned pharmacies, and I saw that pharmacists are already the most trusted healthcare professional. We're trusted more than physicians even, just because we're so accessible. People can walk in off the street and ask us questions about their health. And why not do that for a community that really needs to when it comes to sexual health? Because our sex ed curriculum, of course, is not going to teach us.
No, it is not.
Nobody sat me down when I came out and said, okay, Michael, this is what you need to know about safer sex. There's no such thing as safe sex. Condoms are not your best HIV prevention method. And so we do that here. We do that with free consultations, free testing. Basically, you have a real question, you get an expert answer here at MedsExpert.
Sounds like you're very passionate about this.
You know, I am. Thank you.
Yeah.
What I love to do, and so I combined my career with my passion, which is HIV activism, and out of that, MedsExpert was born. You can't spell MedsExpert without sex, and so this is a sex-positive sexual health clinic.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what drives you to do this. What motivates you?
What drives me to do this every day is the disparaging numbers that continue to affect our community. So 35 years after the AIDS crisis, gay and bisexual men who have sex with men, we say, or dudes who have sex with dudes, continue to be the #1 at-risk population above Indigenous, Afro-Caribbean, Black, and people who share needles. We are 131 times more likely to become infected with HIV in our lifetime versus guys who don't have sex with other men. So because these numbers continue till this day, they haven't come down, there's about 2,000 gay and bisexual men who will be diagnosed with HIV here in Canada. And so with World AIDS Day coming up on December 1st, we want to recognize that the epidemic's not over in Canada.
No.
Yes, we've arrived at PrEP, we've arrived at U equals U, so that means undetectable equals untransmittable. But all those tools only really work when we have access to them. And so this clinic and my passion, my work here, my partnerships with the AIDS Committee of Toronto and other AIDS service organizations like Black Cap, ACAS, ASAP, all of that is to reach a community and multiple communities that need to hear about these amazing new tools that we have to prevent HIV.
Yeah, awareness is everything, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So When you first started, were you an activist and an educator first, or did that come out as a result of getting your pharmacy degree? And did you see the gap, and which came first?
Good question. No, my education, so my Doctor of Pharmacy I did in the States, in New York, and in there's a lot of activism. So that inspired me in university, but no, there's no part of our training as pharmacists, and no pharmacists in Canada have really taken the lead in doing this queer health initiative. This was born out of me getting tired of seeing other colleagues in university either commit suicide or have mental health crises, HIV diagnoses. Yeah, so there was a need. And so when I was in university in the States, there was this particular case of a student who was outed at Rutgers University who committed suicide. And out of that came my passion to volunteer. And so I volunteered here with the LGBT Youth Line, where we can answer the questions of queer youth and questioning youth. And until this day, I'm still answering that phone. And
Fantastic.
I'm still answering questions about, queer and questioning sexual health.
Fantastic, fantastic. Tell us something that most people don't know about this business.
Okay, that's a good question. People don't know that we were the first queer-owned, queer-focused pharmacy in the whole country.
Woo!
Yeah,
Props to you.
Thank you. I mean, like, as you said, it was needed.
It's totally
I'm
needed.
I'm surprised that another, queer pharmacist hadn't done it already. But I think it was about time where we've reached as a society where, all these...
we're ready.
Yeah, physicians and pharmacists say they're gay-friendly. Okay, that's great. Anyone can be gay-friendly, but are you competent in LGBTQ health, trans hormones, and HIV?
Yeah, it's the time is now, for sure.
Most of our clients don't know that there are free programs to access queer healthcare. So if you wanted, let's say, a LGBTQ doctor, or if you wanted a particular question about your sex life or mental health or harm reduction, we have doctors for you. We have specialists, HIV specialists. We're very accessible online. 7 days a week that we're open, and so we make queer healthcare really easy, right on Church Street. So that's
awesome.
Something people don't know.
Awesome. And what would your customers say they love the most about MedsExpert?
So our clients typically like that as soon as you walk in the door, it's sex positive. So you'll see our safer sex supplies, everything from lube to cock rings.
I noticed that. I like that.
Yeah, because we can't have a discussion about safer sex without talking about the kind of sex that we have. And so a lot of my HIV positive clients, for example, they can't take Viagra or Cialis. It could interact with their meds.
Okay.
So we have things like vacuum pumps and the expertise to know about everything that we need for these supplies. So people are shocked that you'll find a pharmacist, that carries cock rings and vacuum pumps and all different types of gay brands of lube and Pure for Men, everything that you need for bottoming, douching. This is something that a lot of people, I think, are shy to ask their pharmacist about. And here we don't bat an eye.
Try to ask anyone about.
Right? Yeah, but we don't bat an eye because if we're going to talk about HIV and anal sex and PrEP, we're going to talk about all the supplies that you need. And so this is how we make a safer space.
Fantastic. So you've mentioned a few times now about PrEP. Why don't you tell the listeners all about PrEP and how long it's been available in the community?
Sure. PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. First approved in the United States in 2012. It was approved by Health Canada. We were late to the game here in Health Canada, 2016. But we've been using it off-label or unofficially, this medication. It was already approved for HIV treatment for over a decade. We've been using all these antiretrovirals, medications against HIV, in HIV positive people. So it's nothing new or experimental. The fascinating thing is that we found out with 1 pill a day, which contains 2 medications, we can prevent people from acquiring HIV.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was out there, and I think that's fantastic.
It's like birth control now. So yeah, with a pill a day you can prevent pregnancy. The same thing with HIV. It's not new technology, it's just a new use. And we were already doing this for post-exposure or PEP for like 30 years. If you got an exposure from, let's say, sexual encounter, or let's say a needle prick, or healthcare professionals sometimes get blood in their eye during surgery, or a dentist could do that. Sure. We'd give them HIV medications for 28 days. We'd call that PEP. Now what we can do is with less medication, with less side effects, we can effectively prevent HIV in men who have sex with men, Afro-Caribbean, Black men and women, Indigenous Canadians, basically people at higher risk.
Sure.
And it's been proven to be over 90% effective in multiple studies.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fantastic. How much of your community, your community, good grief, my community too, how much of this community would you say is aware of the efficacy of PrEP and its ability to prevent HIV in those who are not?
That's a really good question. And studies that were done even 3-4 years ago need to already be repeated, because in such little time since Health Canada approved the use of Truvada or emtricitabine and tenofovir as PrEP, it's been skyrocketing, especially among gay and bisexual men who have sex with men. What percentage of the community knows about it? We don't have a good number, but I can tell you not enough. We know that there's only 3,000 people on PrEP in Canada.
That's
and
not enough.
That there shouldn't, 85% of us gay and bisexual men are at risk of HIV. We're considered moderate to high risk, and therefore, good candidates to be on PrEP. The number one problem has been awareness, followed by access. How do we afford these medications? And so there are government programs now. British Columbia and Alberta cover it 100%, so you'll see a lot more uptake in those provinces. Okay. Ontario, we don't have 100% coverage unless someone's on disability or welfare, or the OHIP Plus program or the seniors program. But there are other programs that cover it. Trillium Drug Program, the refugee program. There's also free programs here at MedsExpert, and so that way we can inform people, we can help them access it. So the answer in short is not enough gay men.
Not enough people know, for sure. So we have to do more work around that. Tell me what's your biggest challenge in this business?
Okay, the biggest challenge is awareness. Yeah. I definitely think it's HIV awareness, knowing that, for example, PrEP works better than a condom at preventing HIV, that condoms actually don't work that well among gay and bisexual men who have anal sex, the medication can be covered and can be free for you in many ways. There's just so much to do with awareness and stigma. Stigma is a big thing that keeps people out of testing and out of doctors' offices. 1/5 of LGBTQ patients have noted that they've experienced discrimination at the doctor's office. About 1/3 of gay, bisexual, queer men are not out to their provider, meaning their family doctor. And so we're solving all of that by finding people gay doctors and HIV specialists and creating this stigma-free center. But that's been my biggest challenge, is to let people know we're here, we're queer, we're on Church Street, and we're open for you 7 days a week.
It's fantastic, fantastic. So do you live in the neighborhood?
Of course, yeah. This is my community. I mean, Church in Wellesley is fun. I've been going out in the village from my teen years. And
just last week.
Last night. So there is a community that I socialize in, that I work in, that I live in. And
Good
so I don't think any other pharmacist on the street can say that.
No, I don't think so. You really know your people.
Yeah. Our people, yeah.
For sure. You people, eh? Scratch that. Tell me, what do you love most about the neighborhood?
I love how the neighborhood is developing. We've got the 519 just north of us. We have community partnerships with Hassle-Free Clinic down the street. We're right smack in the middle of it all. What do I love most about Church in Wellesley? It's always a good time. It's a good party.
Yeah, it is.
There's nowhere else in the GTA that's like Church Street, where we put these gay bars and bathhouses, restaurants all next to each other. And then to also show that there's a community with physicians and pharmacists and professionals. It's not just a party. By day, we're here and we're fixing really big problems with really common sense solutions. Yeah, we're giving expert care right on Church Street. So
it's fantastic work. Any favorite restaurants in the neighborhood you want to give a plug to?
Good question. I am a fan, of course, of gay-owned or queer-owned businesses. Sure. So I'll have lunch at Smith, and I will have drinks at The Drink, and I will see a show at Flash, and maybe end the night at either Pegasus or Woody's. Is the longest running gay bar in the village. But of course, my favorite is for gay-owned businesses. So, of course. And as you would know, we want to support our community. We want to shop local and we want to shop queer. Yeah.
Absolutely about shopping local. Okay. How about a most memorable experience you've had with a customer?
Sure. I think the work in HIV every day gives me stories. Yeah. So I have a story with somebody who came in who didn't think that they would be able to prevent HIV after a condom broke. And they walked out almost in tears, knowing that they qualified for free meds, and we could give them, within 72 hours, we can give them medication to prevent that. I've also had clients who, you know, I just write a simple letter to their doctor about their pain meds, and this elderly woman came in, a client of mine, carrying her cane above her head.
No way.
Yeah, because we got her off of all these horrible painkillers and opioids.
Oh,
and,
that's
you know,
fantastic.
with stigma-free care, we can suggest things that work with her current regimen, even cannabis. We're cannabis-friendly.
Yeah.
We don't have any stigma around HIV or, you know, the type of medications that we use, and so we can solve some really simple problems just by being experts in our field, which is medications.
Nice. All right, last question. What is the best way for your customers to reach you?
Yeah, MedsExpert.ca is probably the easiest. Under the contact page has all the ways to reach us by phone, fax, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My email is listed on there, our phone number, our entirely queer staff, our community outreach coordinator, my assistant, and I, we're all reachable through the website.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you've heard it firsthand from Michael here. You've got everything you need to know about HIV, keeping HIV at bay. Come and see him at MedsExpert Pharmacy and Clinic. Sorry, Clinic and Pharmacy.
It's all the same.
My apologies. At 461 Church Street. I hope you drop in sometime, say hello to Michael and the rest of his staff, and let them know you've seen this video. And if you're a business owner and you'd like to be a part of the Park Bench experience, send us an email, give us a call, and we'll set you up with a video of your own, and we'll get you more access to clients. Thanks for today. Fantastic.
Great, thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Oh, you're great too.
Thank
This
you
is
so
all
much.
unrehearsed.